because I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're here at the Manchester. It's our fight week, press conference day. Campbell, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Just excited now. It's the local one, so just can't come quick enough.
Obviously, AO Arena, formerly the MEN, a home of the Hatton family, Hatton household. How excited do you get when you know that you're fighting in Manchester?
Yeah, Joe, I'm always really excited for the fights wherever they are, and I've been able to box at some top venues, but leading up to one at the arena, knowing, like, looking back at what my dad's done there, and like growing up, I was always there watching like Ranty Crawler, Terry Flanagan. I watched Warrington against Frampton there, Tyson Fury. There's been some great nights, and it's just makes it all that bit more exciting.
As you say, the generation that's gone by, it was your dad, and then it went kind of to Crawler, Scott Quigg, those sort of lots. Manchester's looking for someone else. Do you see yourself as that in the future? Obviously, you've got to take it step by step, but it's a natural progression, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's well doable. I think everyone's seeing the improvements I'm making, and the support. I think people are seeing the performances, and I'm starting to win people back over now. So that's the dream, and I think it's something that I will do. I think the response I get from people at the minute after the last few fights gives me full confidence that I will achieve that.
You're receiving a little bit of hate online after your first kind of 3-4 fights, and as you say, slowly starting to turn around. You're proving people wrong, you're making progress. Does that give you a sense of satisfaction that you are starting to prove people wrong?
It's one of my main motivators, is seeing the stick I was getting early on, which even regardless of what people's thoughts are on that fight at Tottenham, I thought it was a bit unnecessary. A lot of the stick, that for a young fighter who's learning on the job, I thought it was a bit over the top. But like I say, we're getting there now, and I've shown everyone how hard I've been working. The improvements have been shown in every fight since then, and it's going to be no different this weekend. I think we're going to up it again.
With that being said, should you get past this weekend, how far away do you feel from the titles, the 10 rounders?
I think this year, like my last opponent was in his previous fight, had just lost out on the area title by a point, so obviously a close fight, and that shows that's sort of the area title level, and I stopped him in a round. I think based on ability, I think I'm round about there now, but it's getting them rounds under my belt on the night. I've only done the 1 8-rounder that only went half a round, so get a few 8-rounders under my belt, and then a title of any sort, whatever the team think we should do, I'll be open to taking, and I think it's probably touching distance.
Naturally, your name will be put in the mix with some domestic fighters. Is there anyone on your radar?
No one in particular. I think like my main focus is improving. I think the big nights will come down the line where you really start targeting certain individuals, but at this stage it's just about progressing, and I think like I say, whoever's got the title of the route that the team want to go down. So there's no one in particular, but I do think big fights and good domestic matchups are not too far away.
On Saturday night then it's Mikhail Balik, never been stopped. How much do you know about him?
Yeah, so we've seen a few little fights and quite a bit of footage where he looks quite strong. He looks tough, as you often find with Polish fighters. They're always hard, made of strong stuff. So I don't think it will be a case of blowing him away like the first one. I think the way I've been performing and the sparring I've had leading up to this fight, I think we're going to improve massively again. I think it's going to be another step up in performance. I'm expecting my toughest fight because, like I say, he's never been stopped. Looks strong, he's aggressive, and won 6, lost 2. So he's obviously not coming to just to get knocked over. So it should make for a good, entertaining fight.
Do you want to make a statement on Saturday night?
Yeah, definitely. I think I've shown that I'm improving from a physical sense. Like my engine's a lot better than it was in my first few fights, and I've shown technical improvements. Like I've shown I'm getting that man strength and the power's improving. But I think I still want to show people that I am a thinking fighter, and I've got a good boxing brain. And to go in with a southpaw, my first southpaw as a professional, and to show people that it's just not fazed me, I think it'll be a little statement in itself. And I do think, even though it'll be hard to get the stoppage against this opponent, I do think it'll come.
Have you done much sparring against southpaws in the build-up to this?
Yeah, so I've had loads of southpaw sparring. Sparred Jazza Dickens, Maxi Hughes was my last spar, and plenty of rounds with Kez Ashfaq, who's coming up to a British title fight and a top amateur. So been mixing it with great company, having success against them, not just their like to make the numbers up, if you like. I was doing well, and I've been asked to help Maxi through his preparation for Cambosos, so must have impressed them. And like I say, if I can have success against names like that, where I'm up against it, where they're top level fighters, I think it puts me in a very good position coming into this weekend.
Listen, Campbell, thank you very much for speaking to IFL TV, and best of luck on Saturday night.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Cheers, mate.
Because I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
And it must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,